Why are some people able to shoot off straight after Kings of Joy Gold Stars and go solo, while others are not sure what to do next or even where to start? I'm Danica Lani, the King Coach, and I have proudly mentored 89 first-time drag kings through Kings of Joy since December 2020. I want to share with you a path for developing your skills in makeup, costume, and choreography and strengthening your drag king persona so you know exactly what to do next and you don't have to do it alone. Let's make this fun, hey? Once your drag king persona gets clearer, you'll start experiencing more confidence and you'll have the balls to make your next bold move. Recently, I sent out an email asking for your top question about being a drag king, and I was so heartwarmed by the response. I wanted to make a quick video and teach you a little bit about how to master your drag king persona and your unique style of performance. Trying to find your own unique self-expression isn't always as simple as some people sometimes make it seem. It comes with its challenges. And that's why I'm going to demystify the process of making your drag king persona come alive on stage. This is going to save you a lot of time, frustration, and confusion. I know for myself, when I first started out as a drag king, I had no idea what to do. It's lonely doing it by yourself, and it can take up to 3 times longer. Before I performed as a drag king, I had little makeup skills. It was terrifying going out in public with my hand drawn on moustache, but that's all I had. I struggled to find masculine clothes that would fit my size. All menswear was too big for me. And I didn't know who I was as a drag king. It took me 6 years to find a name I really resonated with, Dario De Bello. What I discovered was that it's way more fun developing your drag king persona while in a drag king crew. Before I started collaborating with that guy Steve, and before I was part of a crew, I didn't have the motivation to get gigs or create new routines. After being part of a drag king group, I got inspired to start working on an idea that I'd had forever. I also gained friendship, romance, and community that had been missing ever since I'd moved to Sydney. This process was unexpected, but it worked really well. And that opened the door to doing more gigs together and solo gig opportunities such as Heapsgay, Sydney Kings, and the Drag Kings, as well as short films, photo shoots, community ad campaigns, and Mardi Gras parade floats. Imagine if you were able to take your drag king persona to the next level with ease and without life getting in the way, and your job being such an interruption to your drag king pursuits. Without having a performance to work towards, though, nothing gets done. And this is such a common struggle among emerging drag kings. This isn't just my experience, by the way. I have a really powerful story to share with you about Maxed Out. They were not a performer and never had any desire to be on stage or dance. In fact, they had a phobia of dancing. After starting Kings of Joy in April 2021, they wanted to continue, and they did. 2 Kings of Joy All-Stars group performances and a Drag King solo coaching program later, they achieved their debut solo, an iconic routine of Tom Holland's Umbrella, which they said they would never have done. After participating in Kings of Joy, they've gotten a lot of confidence and have been able to express gender in diverse ways for themselves. In their words, they've met amazing people and had a ball. There are essentially 10 steps to achieving this transformation. Step 1 is to line up with your values. Step 2, create your drag king persona. Step 3, song choice. Step 4, study male movement. Step 5, master lip syncing. Step 6, create your overall story arc. Step 7, choreography and props. Step 8, makeup. Step 9, costume. And step 10, learn how to access your masculine energy. In this video, I want to dive deep into what to consider when you are selecting your song so that you can immediately make your drag persona come alive on stage. More importantly, however, is that you will open yourself up to learning the other steps so that you can finally become the best drag king you can be. So let's get into step 3, song choice. Think deeply about it. So when you lip sync, be aware that you are literally implying that the voice is coming out of yourself, your body. So choosing a song to perform to therefore requires deep thinking. There is an important distinction between impersonation and moving and lip syncing as yourself or as your persona. Impersonation means taking on the cultural aesthetics, characteristics, and appearance of another. Within the context of drag, this is problematic and results in cultural appropriation. Unfortunately, like all communities, drag has its own history of racism, including white drag kings who have dressed up as Aboriginal in a derogatory and disrespectful manner, causing harm and perpetuating a tolerance for racism. Similarly, white drag kings impersonating black rappers has also been harmful and problematic. You can read more about drag history in an article written by Madhura Prakash Akamanish Interest called Drag Race Down Under has quickly exposed a racism problem in Australian drag. So does that mean as a white person you shouldn't perform to any BIPOC voices? Well, if the answer was yes to that, then that would mean continuing to amplify only white voices and artists. So that's not a great solution. Amplifying means to increase the volume of, to enlarge upon. And we do want to amplify BIPOC voices, musicians, and artists, and queer artists too. So think deeply about how to do that in an appropriate and respectful ways that do not impersonate. Don't rely on the fact that you have good intentions either. Being non BIPOC and having good intentions is completely insufficient to ensure that you are amplifying BIPOC voices versus appropriating. In the end, you are the one who is responsible for your performance, so go in eyes wide open, having done the deep thinking and research, typically from pre written and pre recorded sources, and I'll give you some of those resources as well, and be ready to deal with any consequences of your choice. Most of what I'm saying right now is directed for, as a white person, to other white people, okay, to non BIPOC people, okay, so that we avoid any any of our unconscious biases that are in the background and avoid doing any cultural appropriation, anything that would be racially problematic. Ultimately, drag is for entertainment and community, not for fueling conversations that perpetuate systemic racism. So there are not many rules in drag, but perpetuating systemic racism on stage is always unacceptable. So stay open to being in the inquiry about systemic racism and your own participation in it. Notice where you stop listening or think that you've got it handled. Stay open. So some additional anti-racism resources for non-BIPOC people include an online course by Erica Hart called Racial and Social Justice One-on-One. You can Google these. White Fragility, the book by Robin DiAngelo, which is about why it's so hard for white people to talk about racism. And then Anita Hayes, one of our Indigenous authors here, has created a list of 6 books to help you be an anti-racism activist. So you can find that online as well. And now here's some more useful guidelines for choosing your song for your drag king performance. So firstly, know your audience. Understanding the crowd you'll be performing for is key. So think about their preferences and tastes for your audience. Are they into pop or rock or hip hop or something else? So tailor your song choice accordingly. Secondly, know your environment. Will you be performing in a club environment? If so, go for the well-known high-energy beat-driven tracks. Hype it up. Is it a queer community audience like Quiz of Joy? So use this opportunity to lean into the theatrical, go for a narrative, or express something truly authentic to you. Thirdly, express yourself. So select songs that you resonate with. It'll be so much easier to choreograph to. Think about what's the message that you want to convey. It helps to feel a personal connection to the music. Now, if someone else chose the song for you, which if you've done Kings of Joy, that's happened, My top tip is to pretend it's your favorite song. That's what I do on the dance floor. Find something to connect to, whether it's the beat, the lyrics, or how this could be your drag king persona's favorite song. Or energize the room. So consider the energy level of the song. If you want to get the audience pumped up, go for those upbeat tracks. If you want a more emotional or introspective performance, slower, more moody songs may work better. 5, you can craft a narrative. Many great performances tell a story. Choose songs with lyrics that can be interpreted or incorporated into your act. This can make the performance more engaging, but keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate. Make sure you can own the lyrics and express them in a way that doesn't represent toxic masculinity. You can have a dick, just don't be a dick. Okay? 6, mix it up. Sometimes creating a mix of songs or a mashup can add an exciting twist to your performance. So be sure to practice those transitions though between tracks if you do go this route. 7, time it right. Consider the length of the song and make sure it fits within the allotted performance time. Plan for any necessary cuts or edits. 8, engage your audience. Think about how the song can involve the audience, whether it's through contact, eye contact, interaction, or a surprise element. Engaging the crowd can elevate the performance. 9, dare to be unique. While it's okay to perform popular songs, adding a unique twist or interpretation can make it stand out. So get creative. If you're in a club environment, known songs do work better, but otherwise you can choose any song that you connect with. 10, practice, practice, practice. Finally, this is really important, the practice of rehearsing. A well-rehearsed performance can make even a simple song shine. So remember, these are just guidelines, and ultimately the choice should come from the heart. It's all about expressing yourself authentically and connecting with the audience. And one final tip: the success of your performance does not rest on the song choice. Don't overthink this either. Think deeply, but don't overthink. Remember, energy is the currency of performance. Your mask presence will make or break the performance, not the song. The song is the backdrop. You are the one who shines, King. So imagine for a second what it would feel like to be dancing to your own beat and have confidence as your drag king persona. What would your experience be? What kind of impact would that have on your life, on the stage and also off the stage in your relationships? Imagine that this is your experience. You're rehearsing regularly with your drag king buddies and falling about laughing every time. Your drag king persona takes to the stage with his mates, and the crowd whoops and hollers throughout the whole show. You get a standing ovation. Your group starts getting gigs to perform in shows around town. Your Insta followers growing, and people love your drag persona. This is so much fun. Then, as your confidence and experience grows, maybe you get your first solo gig. People come up to you at queer events and let you know how much they love your drag king persona. Getting from not knowing what to do next to being confident in your drag king persona is absolutely possible for you. When you're able to lean into your masculine expression on stage, then you can be confident in yourself as a drag king and attract the gigs you want, the self-expression you want, and the freedom on stage that you want. As you can tell, I just love sharing about gender, sexuality, and drag performance. I've been coaching so many Kings of Joy about finding their inner drag king and have received so much positive feedback. And lately, I've been getting so many questions that I've decided to offer another round of Kings of Joy All Stars. This program is going to be specifically about taking your drag king persona to the next level. It's going to go deep on each one of those steps I just talked about. There's going to be 8 weekly rehearsals starting on Tuesday, the 26th of September. During each rehearsal, we'll explore the 10 steps to mastering your drag king persona while working towards a group performance at Drag Kingdom. You're also going to get additional resources and recordings on makeup and costume to support your progress. All of this so that you can be confident on stage, lean into your masculine, discover the unique self-expression of your drag king persona, and be 100% at home in your own skin. Now, one important note, you do not have to do this alone. Think about it. How quickly could you do this on your own? It took me 6 years to come up with a drag king name that I really loved. It took Gabrielle Angel 3 years to really nail their drag king persona. So think about that. How long could you do it? How long will it take if you do it on your own? It doesn't have to take such a long time for you to master your drag king persona. So join me. There's going to be a limited number of spots, 8 places only, in order to really serve each king who joins me. And it's going to be coming out very, very soon. So watch your inbox for an email in the next day or so when I open up registration for the Kings of Joy All Stars. There's not going to be another program like this for months, and it's very likely the price will be going up next season. So watch your inbox for this time-sensitive offer for the Kings of Joy All Stars. You don't want to miss it.